Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so this is chapter 3. Chapter 3 is talking about team communication and difficult conversation. Okay, so I'm using a little bit on my map here so that you will see in a bigger picture lah. Because I think like if you use only slide, you cannot see the bigger picture. Okay, so basically this is talking about the principle of effective team, and in this chapter we have like two things, which is difficult conversation and also effective team lah, effective team okay, so we are going to go through the effective team first. Okay, all right, so there are some basic principle, but this one actually will be covered in after the slide lah. Okay, so we have several stages inside the high performance team, which is forming. That's number one. The first stages: storming, norming, and performing. Okay, so here we can see that forming is gaining acceptance. Okay, gaining acceptance, and then they start, and then after gaining acceptance, the team will actually open up. Okay, open up with their ideas. Okay, and then norming, the team actually start to have like roles and work plan, goals, and tasks. Okay, and then they perform the work lah. Okay, next is the team culture, and also we have here team culture and team charter. So team culture basically is a shared perception and commitment towards a goal. Okay, for example, like you are doing an assignment, so what is your, you need to have actually like have like a goal to achieve within a team, and then team charter actually provides direction. So basically include some sort of rules or maybe commitment, deadlines that you put in your assignment, or maybe some sort of, for example, like if let's say you are quarrel or there is a war within the team, what kind of conflict resolution that you need to have. Okay, so this is the symptoms of group teams. It's actually when groups verbally or non-verbally agree to ideas without gathering enough information, and they are very exhausted evaluating their option lah. Okay, so basically they collect rationalization. They have like moral high ground. Okay, collect rationalization is when the group convince themselves a solution is the best one when it comes to conflicting information. For example, you have conflicting ideas when you are doing assignment, so you have like majority of the decision of the group, which actually going to be your solution lah for the group. Okay, moral high ground is when members assume that they are morally correct, and a result dismiss competing idea. So basically they maybe some of your group member are very like, if they want to defend their ideas, they actually talking about moral ground rules or moral rules that they actually think that it's best to actually follow lah. Okay, and then we have self-sponsorship, when group members don't voice out their opinion for the sake of harmony, which is if let's say they voice out opinion, will make the team getting into a very big much more worse kind of like conflict lah. Illusion of unanimity is when no one speaks out against majority of the view, so they assume that there is an agreement. Okay, and then we have like peer pressure, when the majority of the group members pressure the minority one. Okay, and then illusion of invulnerability. Okay, so when team members are overly optimistic in their ideas, and they are very confident about their ideas, they don't really care about the others ideas. So complacency is the when a group has experienced quite you success, begin to assume that it will automatically make a good decision. For example, like maybe someone in your team have good success in their system before when they're doing assignments, so they want to like what you call implement the same ideas lah, the same system, and then they have like mind guards, is team member who purposely filter information so that it's not a threat, okay, to the team leader. All right, it's not dissent or threat. And stereotype when group members outside the morally inferior. Okay, basically stereotyping actually can become like, for example, you can become biased, or maybe some sort of like you become racist, or maybe you become not really good when it comes to gender, especially if let's say your team have more girls than boys, or maybe more boys than girls, so they kind of like have this kind of like, you know, stereotyping. Okay, so we have here, and in effective team we have two different viewpoints to acquire the diversity and also inherent diversity. Okay, all right. So inherent means that traits that involve age, gender, ethnicity, and sexual orientation, whether you are man or female. Sometimes right now we have like the, you know, LGBT kind of thing. So, you know, sometimes it happens lah in the workplace. And acquired diversity is like you actually have traits through your experience. Okay, for example, when you want to voice out your idea, you actually based on your experience. Okay, so this is the viewpoints that you will get lah within a team. All right. Another one is behavior. Where is my where is it? Okay, behavior. Okay, this is the behavior. Okay, it's part of the effective team as well. Okay, behaviors that will drive diversity, making sure that everyone is heard, make sure that it's safe to let team members to express their ideas as well, giving them a decision to make a decision as well, sharing credit, giving useful feedback, and also put feedback into action. So in my class, basically you will have like peer evaluation, but actually based on demand. So if you want to have that peer evaluation, you can actually see your how you are actually doing in your group lah. All right. And then we have what is it? Okay, divergence and convergence. Yeah, these are the two things. Okay, convergence and divergence. And then this is actually divergent working independently can increase the number of ideas. This one, convergence, evaluating a proposed idea solution, narrowing down to a small set of feasible solutions to address the problem. So basically, divergence, okay, you can actually be in a group, but you can also working independently after you've been given tasks. Okay, and sometimes when you are working independently, you can actually focus in certain area. For example, like when you are doing assignment, you like divide the task in your team, so you are working independently. At the end of the submission, you are actually like submitting together lah. But when you are doing like that, certain people have more ideas than the others lah, and it actually depends on the individual. And convergence, evaluating the proposed idea solutions, narrowing down to a small set feasible solution. Okay, so basically you have a lot of ideas in a group, and then you are actually just collecting all the ideas within the team, and then you make and then you filter which one of the ideas are actually very good for your assignment or for your team lah. Okay, all right. Another one is trust here under the effective team. Trust. Okay, so ways to develop trust, you need to get to know each other lah, and then you need to have effective meeting. Okay, for example like Gmeet right now, because we are in online, so we are actually, at least you need to have like a Gmeet meeting lah, with each other. Basically when it comes to WhatsApp group, I'm not really like I don't really like to, it's not really effective because we cannot hear other voice of tone, something. And then commit to work together. You can do separately, and then and the end result will be collect together lah. Set up a deliverable schedule. So this one you need to really see your friends class when they are free, and in order to make some sort of like maybe meeting or something. Okay, all right. And then the next one is meetings. Okay, so under effective meeting and under effective team, you need to have meetings. Okay, meetings actually will make your team very effective. So basically in meetings you need to manage, create, running, and follow up. But there are two types of meeting, which is problem solving and coordination. Okay, let's go through. Okay, so when you are managing meetings, you need to know what is the purpose of meeting. Don't just like say, don't, for example you are actually doing an assignment. Okay, after 2 weeks you call out for a meeting among of your group members, but you need to know why you want to do the meetings. Okay, basically sometimes meeting talking about what you call it, talking about the progression of your assignment, what is the progress. Then but if you do not have any purpose in your meeting, do not do any meetings. Okay, do not do any meeting unless if you have some sort of like a very big change in the ideas or whatsoever. Okay, then you need to know what outcomes you need to expect, and who should attend, when the meeting should be scheduled, make sure everyone are free, what roles and responsibilities should people have at meeting have. Okay, and then you need to plan for the meeting, what will be the agenda. Okay, or you can actually say that okay, we're going to do the meeting, and basically this is the objective of the meeting lah. What materials that you need to have. Okay, when, how you should invite to others, or what kind of logistical issue, for example like reserving rooms, getting equipment, and printing materials. So basically right now online you can do it in Gmeet. And so basically some meeting requires you to open your camera or whatever. Alright. Okay, the best time for meeting is actually around 9 a.m. to I can say around 1 p.m. now. That's the best time. Okay, there are two types of meeting: coordination meeting, which is focusing on roles, goals, and tasks. Okay, and problem solving, basically talking a meeting that talks about if let's say there is a problem, and then you need to solve it. Okay, so that's how it is. And then you need to create and distributing agenda. What is the agenda items? Basically this is connected to minute meetings lah. Okay, time frame or goals and expected roles, materials, needs. Okay, when you run effective meeting, basically you need to create a culture or set expectation and follow the agenda that you have lah before the meeting. Okay, encourage participation and expression of ideas. You ask everyone around. For example, Siti, do you have any idea? Or Ali, do you have any idea? So you can actually use a facilitator. Basically, when it comes to a meeting, you need to have someone to conduct the meeting lah. Someone that actually will help the meeting to run smooth. Using agenda lah. You need to have plan of action. You need to close the meeting, and then you need to deal with difficult people. So basically you need to know how to stop them when they are talking too much gibberish, or maybe you need to ask other people who doesn't talk so much to talk about the idea. So the facilitator is very, very important lah when it comes to meeting. And then after that you need to follow up after the meeting. So basically minute meeting lah. You need to come up with a minute meeting. So basically in organization, when you want to come into a meeting, you need to have agenda. Once in the meeting, you follow the agenda. After the meeting, you follow up the meeting by having minute meeting. So in the next future meeting, you can actually repeat what is the last meeting actually have. So the minute meeting is there to actually report whatever the meeting talking about whatsoever. So date and time, team members present. Okay, so within the minute meeting, you need to have date and time of the meeting, and then you need to actually jot down the team members who actually present in the meeting, their roles, their decision, key discussion point, and any issues or any action items or deadline. Not every single words in the meeting that actually been talked about need to be in minute meeting. So it's just a key decision, key discussion point, or maybe some sort of any kind of issues that should actually be jot down to for the next meeting to actually seeking for solution for it lah. Okay. Okay, so next is virtual team. Okay, it's here. So basically, virtual team is team members that are located in various offices. Right now, work from home. So working in virtual teams, basically you need to actually have trust to each other, and then if you can meet in person, that is actually much better . But if you cannot, it's okay. And then you need to get know to each other, use collaborative technologies, for example like Gmeet or Zoom, and then you need to actually choose a leader within your team. To actually make sure that the team is running smooth, you need to have a team leader. Okay, this is how, for example, like a virtual team project in the stage of project forming, so show interest in teammates, asking about how they are, what kind of accomplishment or strength or maybe weakness. Okay, informing, you are talking about character as well. Okay, so this one you can actually read norming, character, performing, competence, caring, and character. So this is element of trust within the stage of what you call the stage of here stage of performance team. All right, okay. So you need to running effective virtual meeting. So this one here under the virtual team. You need to run a virtual meeting. You need to start meeting with social chat, and then you need to always ask them about any questions or any ideas. Okay, or you can actually ask about what do you think about this and this. Okay, and then make sure every team member is involved and give their ideas. Alright, and then take minutes in real time, focus on your teammates and avoid multitasking. Focus on teammates, basically focus on your meeting lah. Some people nowadays they actually in the meeting but they are doing something else. Okay, they are doing assignment, whatever kan. And then you can use video when possible when it comes to Gmeet. Okay. Alright, another one is group writing. It's actually here. Okay, it's part of the effective team. Okay, group writing is actually you need to work together in the planning stage, and then you contribute your task, basically an assignment, and you contribute your task, what you need to do here and there. Stay flexible and open. Meet in real time consistently. Ensure that the writing reflect the views of the group. Okay. Who's going to be editing the whole documents? That is very important. So basically, if let's say you are doing an assignment in group, when you are producing a report, okay, you need to know how who actually going to do the editing, who's going to compile, and then you need to give deadline for the compiler. That's very important. I think like previously there are many of my group students who actually not be able to submit on time, not because of that person, it's because of the other person, but he's actually been given what you call responsibility to submit kan. He's the compiler, so the compiler must actually set a deadline for everyone to submit to him. That's very important. Okay, so within this chapter also we have difficult conversation. So basically there are some steps and principle and disagreeing well, how to disagree well, right? So managing difficult conversation, basically on disagreement or maybe conflict or maybe bad news. Okay, or we want to actually avoid any hurting any other feeling, others feeling lah. Okay, symbol of difficult conversation we need to embrace. We should not avoid your problem. Okay, you need to embrace a difficult conversation, and then you need to stay calm and overcome, find common ground, find what is the best for the conversation, what is the best for the maybe there's argument or whatever. Disagree diplomatically, avoid exaggeration, avoid drama. Please avoid drama when you are doing your assignment. Okay, so the steps is start well and declare your intention, what kind of disagreement that you have, and then the others must actually listen to their story, and then you can tell your own story as well to actually come up with a solution. And then you need to, and then you can create a shared story. So basically this is a common ground lah when it comes to shared story. So this is actually how to disagree well. Validate others mean that you recognize their perspective and feelings. Okay, you need to validate lah other. Validate means you accept. If let's say lah your team member is sick, cannot submit on time, so we need to face that there is some problem in the group. So what can you do as a group to actually fasten the submission? Okay. Okay, so you can use I statement as well. You can say that I think, I feel, or I believe. Okay, when you want to actually say something lah, when someone actually disagreeing inside the or maybe you yourself want to disagree on something lah in the team. Okay, so that's chapter 3. It's very short lah. It's not really that hard. Okay, so that's all.